ICE followed me into my neighborhood and pulled a gun on me. Right next to my neighborhood is an apartment complex, and there was a bunch of honking, so I went to see what it was, and it was about half a dozen cars following ICE agents who were patrolling the complex, notifying the residents that ICE was outside. ICE then left the complex, and we were all leaving as well. Unfortunately for me, my path to go home was the same as the ICE agents. I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't honk at them as we were driving. This man was
Unfortunately, whatever else you about to say don't matter. It's negated because you just explained that you looked outside because you heard honking and there were 6 other cars outside following ICE. And now you're going to sit here and say you had to follow ICE because you was on your way home. Cool. But then you start honking at them. Oh my gosh, bro. Now let me guess. You said that they followed you into your neighborhood. That's what this video started off with. So I'm assuming you honked. They got annoyed because they've already been getting followed. They got annoyed. They choose to use you as an example and say, stop following me. They pulled a gun out on you, and now you're the victim. I'm assuming that's how this going to play out. Let's find out.
Checking me. He was stopping in the middle of the road. He was trying to cause an accident. We then got to an intersection. He turned left. I went.
He has been getting followed by 6 other cars prior. Stop making it seem like you were the first car of the day and this man is whoever, the ICE agent, is picking on you. He probably is brake checking you, but it's also because you weren't the first person following him. You just said that it was half a dozen cars following him, honking the horns. So now you made number 7. Like, what are we talking? Okay.
Right, and he U-turned to follow me. He was about an inch off my bumper, and I turned into my neighborhood and I pulled over. He pulled up next to me with his window down, a mask up to his eyes, a hat down to his eyebrows, and only a gray hoodie on. There was nothing to distinguish him as ICE. And most notably, there was the barrel of a gun staring at me. He told me to stop following him, at which point I said, I'm going home.
I honestly don't see nothing wrong yet from the ICE agent. Call it what you want. Call me what you want. I just know from what she just explained to me, 6 cars were following him. 6, honking, all this stuff. She made number 7. She honked as well. With the temperature that's going on in Minnesota right now, and how Tim Walsh and all of these other politicians are inciting violence and riots and protests and all of that, I would be on edge if I was an ICE protester. These politicians, these Democrats are wanting their citizens and residents to literally fight ICE. They calling them fake agents. So yeah, I'm gonna probably be on edge too, because if I got a family at home at the crib and I'm an ICE agent and I got multiple cars following me, knowing that I got a bounty on my head, I'm probably gonna be on edge. So yeah, I really don't fault him for pulling out the strap saying, bro, what is you doing?
The complex, notifying we then got to an intersection. He turned left, I went right, and he U-turned to follow me. He was about an inch off my bumper, and I turned into my neighborhood and I pulled over. He pulled up next to me with his window down, a mask up to his eyes, a hat down to his eyebrows, and only a gray hoodie on. There was nothing to distinguish him as ICE. And most notably, there was the barrel of a gun staring at me. He told me to stop following him, at which point I said, I'm going home, you're following me. He then pulled ahead and got out of his car and approached me. At that point, he did have his ICE gear on, but when he initially pulled up to me, there was no way to distinguish him from the so-called dangerous criminals that they're here to get. I posted the video of my interaction with him right before this, and in there you'll see that I tell him I'm a citizen, and he says, I don't care what you are.
He doesn't care what you are because the people who are protesting are American citizens. I think people are oblivious to what's actually going on, or they're just denying reality. They're in denial. Of course, he doesn't care if you're a U.S. citizen. U.S. citizens are fighting him in the streets every day. The U.S. citizens are brainwashed and protecting the people that they're actually going after. We're forgetting that the whole reason ICE is in Minnesota is because of Somali fraud. They're up there attempting, what's that on my face? They're up there attempting to fix this fraud situation with Somalis. And the American citizens are obstructing and getting in the way. So yeah, he doesn't care. I'm not gonna lie. So far, I still don't see like him at fault. Sure, you got your feelings hurt. Sure, you were scared because he put a barrel to your head. Well, blame your residents. Blame your fellow residents of Minnesota for having this man on edge because he don't know which one of y'all gonna pull something crazy. Because all it take is one. It's already been happening. But I don't think y'all realize how quick situations and scenarios can turn and change. Snap of a finger, somebody could be dead. Officer or civilian, it don't matter. So if I'm an ICE agent, I'm also on edge. 6 or 7 cars is following me. Y'all politicians and governors and mayors are telling y'all to do this. I don't know what type of time y'all on. We just seen what happened with the girl, that Renee Good. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, again, y'all put yourself in these situations because what is you could say you going home, you just so happen to follow behind ICE. Cool. Why are you honking as well? Talking about, I'm gonna just keep it real. I did honk at him. Why? Why would you honk at him as well? Knowing the temperature is hot right now, knowing the whole block is hot. Y'all be doing this to y'all self every single time.
They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're white. They don't care if you're black. They don't care if you're brown. They don't care if you're a citizen. They don't care if you're an immigrant. They don't care if you voted for Donald Trump. I have lived in Minnesota for 32 years, and I have never felt unsafe here.
See, she missing the point. They don't care when it comes to protecting their self. That's the truth. It's not about deporting. He's not going after you because he saw a white woman and he said, I need to check your papers. He went after you for his own safety. He felt threatened, rightfully so. Again, thank your own citizens and residents of Minnesota for causing that. He felt unsafe. So yeah, he doesn't care if you're black, white, brown, Asian, Hispanic. He doesn't care at all. The people that are following him, majority of them are U.S. citizens protesting in the streets. Them Somalis, I'm willing to bet them Somalis is not out there. The people who are actually committing fraud, the people who are actually stealing y'all tax dollars, and the pot Tim Walsh is giving y'all tax dollars away to the Somalis. I guarantee you the Somalis is not even out there. But we got the American citizens. Our American citizens are out in the streets fighting ICE, obstructing all of this stuff going on, getting in the way. Our politicians are inciting it. Them politicians ain't out there. All the people that's the main suspects of this entire thing are not on the front lines. But y'all gonna put yourself out there. Y'all missing the point every time.
Until now.
You're missing the entire point. Yeah, she's gonna go home with a story for her friends, for her family. ICE pointed a gun at me, all that. But y'all fail to put yourself in the other person's shoes, in the ICE agent's shoes, in an officer's shoes. You just explained the whole situation, that you looked outside and saw him getting followed by 6 cars. With the way the block is hot at the moment in Minnesota anyway. So he already on edge because he don't know what y'all gonna do. You get out there and you choose to also honk. And now you're mad when the ICE agent has hit his breaking point for the day. He said, I done let 6 cars follow me and honk and trail me and all this stuff. I can't do another car. You just so happen to be the next car. But you mad at him for being paranoid and then turn around and start to follow you because you was following him first. Yes, it was on accident, but he don't know that. Because remember, the other 6 cars were following him on purpose. Y'all don't ever think that far. You just so happen to be the car that he said, I can't allow this anymore. So yeah, he pulled over and checked you. It ain't got nothing to do with you being a white person. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all sub to the channel.